Good morning, exceptional puppies. I believe you had a wonderful weekend and you're also enjoying your midtime break. This morning, we need to have a math class on a topic. I've introduced you to that topic last week, which is our week 8 topic, multiplication and division of fraction. Multiplication and division of fraction. We all know what fraction is, but we are looking at we had done the addition, subtraction. Now we want to look into how to multiply and how to divide fraction. Now, please take note that they are not the same. That how to solve addition and subtraction is different from multiplication and division. And one thing I've noticed is even when pupils understand how to solve them, they with at times pupils do misconcepts the addition and subtraction together. So that is why I do tell you that mathematics is not all about intelligence. Mathematics is all about being meticulous. Someone who can score 100 in mathematics is not the most intelligent pupil. Someone who will get the best mark in mathematics is not the most intelligent. The most intelligent might not even get all. The person that can score all is the meticulous pupil. A pupil who is very careful, extremely careful. So you need to be careful, yes, of what sign is there. Yes, especially the sign. You need to be careful of the operator. What I mean by operators, I mean your addition, your subtraction, and division and multiplications. They are operators. You need to be careful of your operator. If you are not careful of the operator, you just do the normal thing that is in your head without even confirming what operator you're giving. Now, let's quickly review this. The key point here is when multiplying or dividing fractions, change a mixed number into an improper fraction. If you have a mixed number, when you want to multiply or divide fraction, the first thing to do is to change that mixed number into an improper fraction, and you simplify your answer. Now, let's quickly go. It's not a difficult topic. There's no topic that is difficult in mathematics. Yes, mathematics is the simplest subject you can know. Yes, it's the simplest subject. Yeah. So now, more on multiplication of fractions. When you have of in mathematics, it simply means times, or we always call it times. It means multiply. Okay, let me give you an instance. For instance, now we have there are 8 cars in Michael's toy collection. There are 8 cars in Michael's toy collection. 1/2 of the cars are red. How many red cars does Michael have? Now, this question is given grammatically, it's given in words. It's given in words, made up of sentences. How do we express it mathematically? Now, this question is saying that this problem is asking you what is half of 8? The question is asking you what is what? Half of 8. There are 8 cars. We have 8 cars in the Michael's toy collection. Half of the cars are red. How many red cars does Michael have? So we can summarize this question to what is half of 8? What is what? Half of 8. Okay. Now, in this sense, now your half of 8 means that the way to answer it is to put a multiplication sign in place of off. That means you change your off to a multiplication sign, which we call times, regularly called times. So you get half times 8 or 8 times half. And you are done. Half times 8 or what? 8 times half. Remember that your multiplication is commutative. Don't forget that. Your multiplication is what? commutative. What do I mean by that? Now, if we have 16 times 2, it's the same thing as 2 times 16. If we have 10 times 1 or 10 times whatever, 10 times 10, 10 times 8 is the same as 8 times 10, 9 times 5 is the same as 5 times 9. So it's commutative, unlike subtraction. If you have 50 times 2, it's not the same. 50 minus 2 is not the same as 2 minus 50. Do you understand that? 50 minus 2 is not the same as what? 2 minus 50. So your multiplication is complete. So when you have half times 8 and 8 times half is the same thing. So let's proceed into multiplication of fraction. Multiplying fraction is easier than adding or subtraction because you don't need to find common denominators. You don't need to start looking for LCM. Note that. You don't need to start looking for what? LCM. To multiply fractions or to divide fraction even. You don't need to look for what? LCM. Okay? I know someone is saying, yeah, wow, thank God I'm not going. You don't need to look for LCM. Okay? Just multiply straight across. That's all you need to do. Multiply the numerators. Multiply the denominators. And you simplify your answer. Okay. Let's look at these examples. Example 1 says 2 over 3 times 4 over 5. 2 over 3 times 4 over 5. I told you, first thing, multiply the words, numerators. Secondly, multiply the denominators. So here we have 2 times 4, which gives us 8. And our denominators are 3 and 5. So 3 times 5, 15. So that is 8 over 15. Which is our final answer. Why is this our final answer? Because 8 over 15 cannot be further divided. Because 8 over 15 cannot be further what? Divided. You can't, there's nothing that can divide 8 and as well divide 15. So 8 over 15 is our final answer. Okay, and it's a proper fraction already. If it's an improper fraction we must have tried to convert or change to mixed number. So example 2 says 9 over 2 times 3 over 7. 9 over 2 times 3 over 7. 9 times 3 is 27. 2 times 7 is what? 14. Can see how simple this is. So that's how you got your answer. But 27 over 14 is an improper fraction. We all know what improper fraction are. They are fraction whose numerator are bigger than the denominator. It's like me being carried by Micah. That's improper. But if Micah sits on my neck now, that's proper. I will not even feel it. Thank God my body is not that fat. So we're talking about improper is someone like us, if Dapo carrying me. So this is an improper fraction. Improper fraction. So 27 over 14. So we have to convert to mixed number. How many 14 can we see in 27? That's just 1. As you can see written there. It's written there. 1. Then remainder what? 13 over what? 14. I hope it's clear. So we have done 9 times 3 gives us 27. 2 times 7 gives us what? 14. Now let's put it to example 3. I have to look at about 5 examples on multiplying fractions. Now in this example 3, we have a mixed number and an improper fraction. Okay, 2 whole number 1 over 6 times 3 times 3 over 2. So the first thing to do is step 1, convert your mixed number to what? Improper. Convert your mixed number to what? Improper. And what do we get there? We have 13 over 6. This is 6, 2 over 1 over 6. 6 times 2, 12 plus 1, 13 over 6. So we have 13 over 6 times 3 over 2. Then multiply our numerators. 13 times 3 give us 39. Let me show you. Okay. 13 times 3 gives us 39. 6 times 2 gives us what? 12. That is equals to what? 39 over 12. Oh, 39 over 12 is an improper fraction again. It's an improper fraction again. So we have 3 whole number. How many 12 can we say in 39? 3. Why? Because 2 times 3 is 36. So we mean that 3 over 12. Now looking at 3 over 12 is divisible. Look at it very well. It's divisible. So that is why we have that's why we have 3 here 1 and 3 in 12, which will give us 4. That is the final answer will be 3 whole number 1 over 4. Now example 5 now. Example 5 now. Example 5. So 4. 5 times 2 over 7. 5 times 2 over 7. So we have 5 times 2, which is 10, and over 7. How many 7 can we see in 5? How many 7 can we see in 5? We have 1. Remember what? How many 7 can we see in 10? We have 1 rather. Remember 3 over 7. 5 times 2 over 7. 5 is our numerator here, and 2 is our numerator. 5 times 2 is 10, and 7 as our denominator, multiplying nothing. So how many 7 can we say in 10? We have 1. So remember what? 3 over 7. That is one number, 3 over 7. Now example 5. Example 5. We have 16 over 3 times 9 whole number 1 over 2. The step 1 is to change 9 whole number 1 over 2 to improper fraction. So we have 2 times 9, which is 18, plus 1, which is 19 over 2. That's why we have 19 over 2 here. You can see 19 over 2 here. So we have 16 over 13 times 19 over 2. Okay. You can check. Another method I'm using here is dividing. Check what is divisible. What I've been using is for you. The method I've been using at first is just to multiply the numerator, multiply the denominator. But as an advanced puppy in mathematics, you can check you can check the numerators, what is divisible with the denominator even before multiplying. Look at this, for example now, 16 over 3, 19 over 2. Now, looking at 16, I can see that 2 can go in 16, and I say 2 here 1, you can say I've called that 2. 2 here 1, 2 in 16 gives me what? 8. Okay, and nothing can go again. So we have 8 over 3 times 19 over 1. So 8 times 19 will give us what? 152. 3 times 1 will give us what? 3. 8 times 19, 8 times 19 will give us what? 152. And this 3 times 1 will give us what? 3. So we have so we have 15, 50, 152 over 3 will give us, how many 3 can we say in 15? That's 5. How many 3 can we say in 2? 0. Remember what? 2 over 3. So I think this will be my last example on the multiplying fractions. When multiplying fraction, you can simplify your factors by cross reducing. You can simplify your factors by what? That's what I just did there. I simplify my factor by cross reducing. Now, do that here, for instance, in your mind. Look at this question, 6 over 35. I will not be solving this. 5 over 24. So now you can just decide to cross divide. Looking at me, when I say cross reduce, dividing it. When you do something, you are dividing it. Okay, now looking at 6 over 35, 5 over 24, what can go in your mind? Tell me what can go. What can divide each other? And don't forget, you cannot divide numerator with numerator. You don't divide numerator with what? The numerator. You only divide numerator with the numerator. So it depends. It might even be, that's why I call it cross divide. You can say that 6 here, 6 will go in 24, and 5 also will go in 35. So yeah, by that you are reducing your factors. Look at that second one I'm showing you to 2 over 15, 3 over 18. 3 will go in 15. 3 is the numerator, so I can divide with 15, which is the denominator. 2 is the numerator, I can divide with 18, which is a denominator. So with that, you are reducing your factors. Now the last one, you can have a question like this too. 1 over 8 bracket 4 over 5. Don't forget your bracket also means a multiplication. When you have a bracket, it means multiply. When you have a bracket, it means what? Multiply. Okay, that is about multiplying fractions, and this make your work more easier so that you'll not be having large numbers. It reduces your factors when you cross reduce. Now let me quickly take you to another, because I'll ask you this question. Don't forget, I'll ask you yes, when you come back, when you meet physically. Reciprocal. Everybody say that. I can't hear you say it louder. Say reciprocal. Reciprocal. Yes. I know you have heard of reciprocal in your grammar. Like people say respect is reciprocal. Yes. You do say respect is reciprocal. All other things people say is reciprocal. Now in mathematics, your reciprocality does not depend on what you regard it as. Reciprocality is like flipping a number. The reciprocal is of a number is by you get the reciprocal of a number by flipping it. Let me show you reciprocal now. You get a reciprocal of number by inverting it. When we were doing math the last day, I was giving you a kind of ahead introduction of dividing division of fraction rather. I use I think a feather or wood that I use by inverting him upside down to practically show you what you mean by invert. So the same will apply to reciprocal here. When two fractions are multiplied and their product is 1, that means they are reciprocal of another. Oh, you're not getting what I'm saying, okay? Let us see it here. We can call it, is as well known as inverting, I've said that before, or flipping. Inverting or what? Flipping, okay. Practically, let me show you. We have 2 over 3. 2 over 3. The reciprocal of 2 over 3 is 3 over 2. I'll flip just like inverting it. Are we understanding that now? Inverting it. Do we get that now? So when you invert a number, is a reciprocal of another. And you can surely, when you multiply those two fractions, you will surely get what? 1. You will surely get 1, okay? That's all about reciprocal. For instance, the reciprocal of half, 1 over 2 is 2 over 1. So we can simply say the reciprocal of 1 over 2 is 2. Okay? The reciprocal of 1 over 3 over 4 will be what? 4 times 1 is 4. Don't forget that. Plus 3 is what? 7. So this can be regarded as what? Regarded as 7 over 4. So the reciprocal of 7 over 4 is 4 over 7. Meaning that if I multiply 1 over 3 over 4 with 4 over 7, I will get 1. I hope you're getting it. Okay? Another example before I move on. The reciprocal of whole number. 8. So reciprocal of 8 will be what? 1 over 8. We just flip it. You regard 8 standing alone. You want to put it in a fraction to be 8 over 1. So flipping it, you have what? 1 over 8. We just need to understand that as kind of a subtopic under multiplying and dividing, because we are going to do that in division. I told you there's no part of maths that should be handled slightly. There's no topic in maths that you should not fully understand, because you are going to lead it in the next topic. I'm telling you this because you'll be doing that while dividing fraction. You'll be flipping, you'll be having reciprocal of number fractions before you can divide them. You can change them to times rather. So you need to look into it. But like, okay, let me ask you some questions. I want you to answer me in your mind there. So what is reciprocal of 3? Yes, you get it. 1 over 3. What is the reciprocal of 10? 1 over 10. What is the reciprocal of 3 over 5? 3 over 5. Yes, 5 over 3. A round of applause for yourself. You got that. Now, let's move now to algorithm. We have dividing fraction now. Remember these 3 things. This is all you do by dividing fraction. 1, you keep. 2, change. Then 3, the reciprocal. The first thing you do while dividing fraction is you keep, change, and what? Reciprocal. So say it again. First thing is second and third. Good one. Now, what are you keeping? What are you changing? What is the reciprocal all about? Now, you keep the first fraction beside here. Please. I said it before we started this class. Before I went into introducing the topic and talking about the topic. While I was doing it, I said it's not being intelligent. It's not about being intelligent. Mathematics is not about being intelligent. Mathematics is also about being careful. Being what? Careful. You need to be careful before you can be the best in mathematics. Now, when we are talking about the keep and the change and the reciprocal now, you don't now, if you are now keeping the second fraction or the third fraction or whatever, that will lead to an error. And I told you there's no mistake in mathematics. I've always said that there's no what? Mistake in mathematics. Once you make mistake, you fail it. Nothing like it's a mistake. That mistake leads to failure. So there's nothing like mistake in mathematics. So that's why I do say be meticulous. Be extremely what? Careful. First thing is to keep, change, and reciprocal, as I was saying. Now, what are you keeping? The first fraction. What did I say you are keeping? Please say it louder. What are you keeping? The first. Okay. Then what are you changing? You are changing the division to multiplication. Changing the what? Division to what? Multiplication. Then the reciprocal of the last fraction. Then you multiply and simplify. You are done. So simple. Let's go again. You keep, you change, and you get the reciprocal of the last one. You keep the first fraction, change the division to multiplication, and do what? Get the reciprocal of the last fraction. Then you finally multiply and simplify. Okay, let's move. Look at it here. Half divided by 1 over 4. Half divided by a quarter. What are you keeping? You are keeping the first fraction. Can you see how I have done it there? Keep the first fraction. Change the division to times. Then 1 over, you flip. As I know I said reciprocal is flipping or inverting. So I'm getting the 1 over 4. The reciprocal of 1 over 4 is 4 over 1. Okay, so I'm getting the reciprocal of the last fraction. And I'm done. All I need to do now is to multiply and simplify. Okay. All right, let's see in action dividing fraction. So that's first one that we have half times 1 over 4. And at the last, when we keep 1 over 2, right? You can see there, we are going to get, let me take it back there so that you can get what I'm saying. So your 1 times 4 here will be 4. So 2 times 1 here will be 2. So we have 4 over 2, which is finally giving us what? 2. Okay. Now, another example here is this. We have dividing fractions, and we have 1 over 2 divided 3 over 4. Okay, we keep, don't forget that. We change the division to times. You can see my arrow. Then we flip 3 over 4 to be what? 4 over 3. That is keeping, changing, and what? Reciprocating. Okay, then we have 1 times 4, which will give us 4, as you have it down here. 2 times 3, which will give us what? 6. And that is not our final answer. Why? Because something can still go in 4 and 6. A digit can divide both. So we have 2 in 4 gives us 2, and 2 in 3 gives us what? 3. 2 in 6 gives us 3. 2 in 4, 2. 3 in 6 gives us 3. Hello. I believe this is so simple for you. Okay. I believe you. It's simple. All right. You have your question now. You have your question now. Just 15 questions. Oh, that is someone is telling me that is small. Oh my God, my purpose is not like 100 questions. Am I right? I trust you. So now your question is just all about multiplying and dividing fraction. Please not do not fail one. Please, I beg you. You are working at home. You are working at your own. You know, you are just like you think it's like this is a breakfast for you. So this is so. I don't want you to. You're not working on that dress. You not always time you in class. So time yourself. Don't say because Mr. David is not here. So let me just I can do number one and go and watch TV. I can do number two. No, please discipline yourself. Time yourself. You are in senior class. Yes, you are in senior class. Time yourself. Give yourself time. Okay, I want to finish this question under 15 minutes. Yes, you can. This should not even take you up to 15 minutes. I told you that this question can also be solved by your in other previous classes, like less classes. But what distinguishes you from other classes is how fast you can solve them. So please time yourself. Please, I will ask you at the time interval. I will ask you how many minutes you use for the whole question. And please, I know you tell me the truth. You don't lie. I don't have a puppy that tells lies. So do your work. Any question, send to me. I'll answer you immediately. Yes, yes, yes. Love you. Love you. Take care. Bye for now. In fact, I'm missing you already. Yeah. Take care. Love you all. Love you all.